Hello, welcome. Drew the building, cause without you, girl, my life is incomplete. Yeah, that's quite the channeled message. It's definitely playing along here. It's definitely going along with the vibes. As you can see, Royal Star Divine Jean Cloaked. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Divine Jean. This message may, like any other message that I deliver, may trigger you, or you may, not may, it's either going to trigger you or you're going to be clear as to, as you're rising through the ashes, what it is that you are releasing. Because it may be a recurring cycle. It may be a recurring cycle of something. Okay. Now, as I was experiencing life as it is, I saw two numbers. It was two buses, and the numbers of the bus was 1043, and the one right behind it was 1046. So I said, huh, it's a lot of tens there. There's also a seven. So this could be a situation where you've had divine intervention 3 times already. Now, 4 sets the foundation, or we see it as the Four of Wands, which speaks of soulmates. But this soulmate is connected to the I am that I am of your core values and your connection to those core values. Now you're standing upright. Okay, now you're standing upright. And as you're upright, you get a better view as to what's going on. Even in the midst of rising through the ashes, because again, the ashes are those things that were burnt away as you transformed. And there's this recollection of it, but from a space of understanding and understanding. So I looked at 4346, and that's where the message came through. With divine gene, you are saved from the apocalypse. I said, well, there's that. And then it brought me to Leviticus 26, verse 8. And it states, 5 of you will be able to defeat 100, and 100 will be able to defeat 10,000. You will be blessed and given many children, and will keep part of the covenant that has been made with you. Okay. Your harvest will be so plentiful that it will last for generations, is how I'm going to pick this up on. Because, again, when it comes to any religious text, I read what's there, but I also am mindful as to what is really being stated but not being stated. Okay. Now, we'll see where this message goes, because also around 5:15, 5:10 actually, I was ringing the bell, just doing what I do. I started ringing the bell. Then a sparrow showed up singing at 510. And I looked that up, and it spoke about a pole shift. Okay. Now we can see the pole shift as the matriarch coming in and handling plenty in this realm that the patriarch missed out on, or used, overused, overindulged to the point of oppression or suppression. Now, remember, everything that has been set within these systems, all of it has an effect on your experience as a god or goddess having a human experience. But not everyone is a god or goddess either. That's another thing. So we'll see where this message goes. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels, spirit guides, ancestors that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me as me for you and I collective to use our mind's eye to see. Ashe, 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 always in connection to the Most High forevermore. Let's get it. Willie Bounce is playing right now outside Elephant Man. So a lot of these obstacles were perfectly designed for you to realign with your abundance. Star family, what is the message for the collective? What is the message for the collective, Star family? The 12th house. They're not going to let me forget any download that has been coming in that I did not write and I was just channeling. Some of you may have or will have every day. Somebody is definitely getting high up memories of you. But the message that I was getting to was you're either going to have a dream or you've had one recently of someone asking you for forgiveness. When I speak of these obstacles and challenges, they may have also been the one who has projected an evil eye towards you. And when they come to you in this dream state, they're going to think the shit funny in the way that they ask for forgiveness. They're going to get real playful, like, hey, hi, that type of shit. But you know what's up already. Or at least this message is letting you know what's up. Because the 12th house speaks of hidden enemies, where you have to self-undo. And this self-undoing, it may feel like you're sacrificing yourself, slaughtering yourself to undo the death process. Because after the 12th house, you have the first house. So okay. So 7:44 right now. Expect the unexpected. Some of you gonna get a phone call, somebody apologize. It may not even be in a dream state either. This may actually be in your reality, because also while Neptune is retrograde, this goes back to what I was telling y'all before. A lot of you have the ability to handle situations in a dream state that when you wake up, okay, in this realm again, from being asleep, like day and night type of thing, not in terms of, your spiritual journey. I just mean from like day and night. There's things that you're handling in a dream state that they continue when you wake up. Some of you may wonder, like, yo, this person really heard what I was saying. Yeah, they heard you. at least their higher self that they're more than likely still disconnected from, but because you're connected to your higher self, you can communicate with their higher self. So there's two sides to that, where there be solutions in the dream state. And if it happens in this waking state, as you're looking at me now, this physical realm, it's if it happens in this physical realm, it's because their higher self is connected to their physical body. If not, you'll see this being handled in a dream state. And whatever that you're letting go in this 12th house energy or in this dream state, let it go. Because it may not be that same person that comes around with this type of nonsense. It may be someone else. And you've already handled it, but for you, it may seem like you did it because it didn't happen in the reality that you're used to or comfortable with. The physical, right? We as we always do, but there's something about, because it was True Hill, Elephant Man, and Akon. 3 songs already, and we're 11 minutes in. Hold on, I gotta get this in here. You'll be able to bounce from one situation to the other with ancient wisdom. And that's what everything has been set up for. Edifying, Akon. Okay. So with the 12th house, all right, let me get some more on that. I might want to pull any more astrology cards. I'm gonna do them one by one. This area of your life is overwhelming, and you yield to a greater cause or power. Now, let me go into the Fortune and Lenormand cards. Do we have a little bit more on this for the collective source? What about this 12th house energy? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to know? Some of you have to really pay attention to the different colors that you're seeing in the clouds or through like an aura type color. Okay? Because it'll let you know what needs to be addressed chakra wise or what is being addressed. Right here, I see the crown chakra and the heart chakra. Oh, yeah. Okay, so 12th house here. Now, we have the dog, which speaks of loyalty, the mountain, and a new relationship. We have the 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. Immediately getting from this 18, 21, 32. Remember when I was saying you had 3 moments of divine intervention? Those ages were 18, 21, 32. If you're not 32 yet or at that point yet, just be mindful that if you're in between, if you're younger than that, then you can literally quantum leap to that 4th wand. The way you perceive these obstacles and challenges. You have to continue to connect to whatever allows you to trust and thrive no matter what's going on or what is being thrown at you to block you. You have to remain loyal to yourself. You are the star. The star speaks of your mind and your heart, or at least logic and intuition, because Aquarius is sea and air. It's water and air. You have to have a balance between the two. A balance between the two would mean now you have a great connection with your higher self, which means you're highly connected to your inner wisdom and the vision that you have of the third eye. And this is something that you develop between the ages of 18 and 21 through the experiences. Some of you are walking away from one relationship and stepping into that which is really for you, your divine counterpart. This speaks of a new relationship. So this could be a new relationship that's rising up out of the blue where somebody is confessing something to you. But this confession is a result of you healing the past, releasing past emotional wounds. And you're able to do that through revelations. These revelations that you may have, they may not all be clear, but this is for you to connect the dots. That shit don't normally sound like that. 1951. You may have a parent or someone who was born during that year that you may have picked up a habit of theirs. Once this is revealed to you, is when you'll be able to view the mountain as something that you can move, because it is through your words that this either becomes an obstacle or a higher perspective. See what else we got here. Yep. Whatever this message is that's coming in, it's definitely going to be emotionally fulfilling. We have Jupiter and Pisces here, 9 of Cups. Jupiter will be going retrograde. Jupiter will be going retrograde, so that's going to actually help you tie up any loose ends when it comes to you expanding on the revelation of who you truly are. No longer deceiving yourself. Some of you may have Moon in Aquarius, or you may be dealing with someone who has a Moon in Aquarius, and you have to learn how to handle that. Moon in Aquarius vibes is someone who would literally hide their emotions. So you may have a habit of connecting with people who don't fully express themselves. And this could lead to a point where the conversation now is all about getting someone to understand you. And this is where you now create this mountain unnecessarily, instead of being loyal to self. When you're loyal to self and respectful and loyal to self, because obviously you've heard me say this before, and if not, it's respect over loyalty for me, over this way. Okay. And with this 10 of Cups here, this speaks of Mars and Pisces. Mars speaks of your action and willpower when it comes to what it is that you believe in. Some of you have a way of purifying yourself, and you have to make sure you're connected to people who see eye to eye without you explaining yourself, because that'll put a load on you, which then doesn't allow you to respond fully to the energies that are surrounding you that you normally would use to help you purify yourself. So with that load of that heaviness that's around you now, it's like you're half-assing it, and you're calling in karmic connections, more lessons to be learned when you've already learned it. You've mastered it. Okay. So with Jupiter going retrograde, whatever you have mastered, it may be coming face to face to you again for you to fully see it. Because when Jupiter goes back direct and then to the sign of Aries again, then you'll be able to, expand even more on this newfound or revamped life force that you now have. Give me 1 second here. Right now, I don't even want to pull up dates for that. When I don't fully remember it right now, but I don't want to pull up dates for it because I don't want you to focus on the calendar date. It's just more so navigating yourself through the energy. Because what if you begin to now experience a world where there are no calendars? So, nonetheless, we have a mature man and the lovers here. So there's a mature man, so this could be an older person who sees you as the main one. Nothing is going to stop this from coming in, because some of you may more than likely supposed to have a child with this person, because this child also has, a mission on this planet. 313, this is also Mars and Pisces again. Some of you may even have a child that wants a puppy, because I was smelling a puppy earlier too. And that could bring a major shift in your home as well. You may have had a puppy, a specific dog in a past life that is necessary to be around you now that you may not have. This is for some of you who have been thinking of getting a puppy. Or you could be at the beginning stages of puppy love. Let's see what else we got. Royal Star, Divine Gene, Cloaked. Because a lot of you have been through plenty. And this is not for all, but there are some who knew exactly who you are, who you were, who you are, who you're becoming, but they chose to be ignorant when it came to your energy. They chose to ignore the royalty that flows within your bloodstreams. And they decided to take advantage of that. It's not going to be a good scenario for that particular being at all. This is also for those who made promises to certain royalty beings and didn't fulfill that promise. Some have made promises to earth angels, not realizing they were earth angels. Mama Universe is not going to take that lightly at all. Okay. So there's certain things that is a certain frequency, divine gene that you carry. It's the divine gene that you carry, right? And people have to be very mindful as to the way they handle you. Some are misinterpreting dealing and handling. So they deal with you the same way they would deal with someone else that it doesn't have that divine gene. Okay? Because everyone has a spirit. Spirits. Not all have a soul. And that is one of the harshest realities that the next group that's awakening is going to see. But some of those people or beings will be fortunate to have you all, because I know who's on this channel. And some who are on this channel didn't realize who they were and moved like those without the divine gene. Mama Universe ain't gonna take that shit lightly either. So Uranus and the moon comes out together. Some of you may have the moon in the 12th house, Uranus in the 12th house, or you could have that transiting right now in the 12th house, these two planets. So when it comes to the area of your life that is overwhelming, that you yield to a greater cause, this could also be connected to, not also, but this could be connected to, is connected to your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. and your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. The moment whatever this is revealed to you. Let's see, what is this revelation? What is this revelation here? I'm gonna actually have to go over here for that. What is this revelation for the collective? Your unconscious, sensitive, inner emotions and responses. Your potential for sudden change and enlightenment and awakening. What is that show called? Shit. Is it? Hold on. Because I just had a vision of somebody watching that. Yeah. Is it? Yep. Ozark. That may be significant for somebody. I just got a flash of that. Could be an Aries energy because I just hit my nose. What is this revelation? Oh, okay. We got 3. I thought it was just 1. The heart chakra, sacrifice, and patience. Listen. Something about April 12th, 2014. First things first. April 12th, 2014. Let me see something. I gotta see what this chart looks like. Some of you been on this journey since 2014. This journey of uncovering what's been hidden, and also what could have been blocking the blossoming of relationships. It's like opening a door and not realizing. It's like Pandora's box. It's like open up Pandora's box and not realizing all that comes with it. April 12th. It was a last quarter moon, which is about reevaluating, balancing, and trusting. And the moon was in Capricorn. And this shit says from 1744. Let me mention 744 now. And the next full moon is Capricorn. Let me get a moon message. Some of you really sacrifice yourself for love. And in clearing that energy out, you have been extremely patient with yourself. You have been extremely patient with yourself. You're the lotus growing out the mud. Self-undoing. You first and foremost planted this seed. You didn't realize it was a seed that you would be slaughtering yourself. Now, why in the world? I'm not even going to ask some questions. I'm going to just show y'all what just fell out the deck. The Knight of Cups. A Pisces energy. Now, Pisces all over this with, yep, all three energies of Pisces is here. 8, 9, and 10 of Cups. Shit. There could be somebody that's a Pisces. Pisces also the 12th house. Or this journey is about to enlighten you as to exactly who it is you're connected to. This feels like a love reading. It's like you've been cloaked. Even if you have gone through certain experiences, that was still part of your protection, so you didn't get yourself involved into something else. That deck is over here. This deck is over here. There you go. Let me see. You're going to obviously have to go over that deck too. Tell me more here. Welcome, love. Welcome, y'all. Be bold and make the first move. Let me. Confidence is the key to success. Be bold and make the first move. Let me put this back where it belongs. Now, cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Remember how I was saying being upright with Cancer and Capricorn in the picture, along with the cardinal signs. This speaks of a completion of lifetimes. This is something ancestral now. I mean, I would tend to pick up on a lot of ancestral wounds because of getting you all across the bridge from that. Getting to the bottom of it. The seed. Getting to the seed of where this occurred. Tell me more for the collective about being bold and making the first move. What do you mean by that, Source? What do you mean by that? Release the sorrow, pains, and regrets, collective. That's the first thing you want to do. 5 of Cups is Mars in Scorpio. So the use and action of your willpower when it comes to deep, intense emotions, this is also having to do with finances as well, other people's money. Okay. Giving is receiving, right? Some of you may have been in relationships because or connected to people that you were taking care of. This is what I mean about people mishandling earth angels that take care of them and don't follow through with promises that they make when they do come to a space that they're doing okay after this particular being allowed them to set a foundation to get them on their feet. And then as they're getting on their feet, they want to sit there and decide to dip after that. This moment now, okay? That's not going to be taken lightly by the Most High. No, not at all. However, release the sorrow, pains, and regrets. Those of you who are in this position where you have helped people and you felt like you've been stepped on. Ace of Wands, this was all part of your rebirth. But they didn't get the memo that they were also in your life for them to change, but they decided to do things that they would normally do to satisfy their ego. Look at that. Split the deck, the world card. And the world card is that mountain. You'll be able to climb that mountain, move that mountain. And celebration and joy is on the way. Sagittarius could also be significant. Or they could have Mars, Venus, the moon, or Saturn in Sag. Tell me more about this energy for the collective. What do you want them to know? King of Cups. This is a Scorpio. So we got Scorpio for sure in here. So if you are a Scorpio, it's time for you to be bold and make the first move when it comes to being more family oriented, focusing on what it is that you're here to do. Part of that has a lot to do with the intuition. This could also be someone who was born, it is a Scorpio card, but you could also be born between February 11th and the 19th, which is basically like an Aquarius Pisces cusp. That's wild because that came up in the gematria as well earlier. But was it 4346 that this was for? Or 510 Sparrow? This person could be 5'10". That's what I just looked at. They could wear purple jaspers. Something about Mark Twain, which is Huckleberry Finn, Planet 9, polymath, a master of many different trades. New Year's could also mean something for some of you. 313 is here as well. It's happening. Let me go to, I need to find where this was at because there's something in there with it. 43, 46. It says, never trust anyone's words to live by. I know what the unwritten hidden secret of gematria is. I expect honesty from all without asking first, love. My spirit neutralizes the wicked DNA even in my father. So this could be a father for some of you as well. That's where it started. The lack of having that father connection stepped you into relationships wanting to fill that void. But a void is two things: a place of darkness like the abyss, or you can make this your air pocket for when things become hectic, and this is the space you go to for you so you can breathe. It's like the mountain. It can either be an obstacle or something that you look at as, let me get to the top of it so I can see a higher perspective. Welcome, loves. Okay. So be bold and make the first move when it comes to the using the action of your willpower from all that has ended. Everything that has ended, it's starting a new beginning, right? Every ending is a beginning. This is wild because what I'm getting from this also, give me a second. Let me fill this out some more here. Some of you may even have a loved one, a partner that has transitioned, and they're literally helping you to refill your cup back up. Okay. Seriously? Don't worry, Fatima. You already know the vibes. You be in here anyway. Listen. Because you see how everything is being released, but you have this one cup. That's what this King of Cups is handling for you. Yeah. And he has a ring on his Saturn finger. So Saturn could also be a karmic lessons or Saturn return. This is what I'm saying. 18, 21, 32. 8, 9, 10 of cups. However, it goes from 10 of cups. I mean, where you at? Let me see this. Hold up. Because there's a message coming in that's going to be emotionally fulfilling. But you have the 10 of cups, Mars in Pisces, Mercury in Sag, 8 of wands, 8 of cups, Saturn in Pisces. Mm-hmm. Because you have this divine gene, beloved, you are a royal star. You are obviously connected to a god or a goddess. And you have to, deal with certain situations until you are prepared to handle them. 27 to 32, Saturn return. And there's a lesson that you learn between these ages. regarding what you decided to do from the moment you were 18 to 21. Now it's time for you to be bold and make that move or close out the cycle from the sorrow, pains, and regret that you have been releasing. Okay? Because, like I said, Jupiter is going to be going retrograde, which is going to allow you to tie up those loose ends. Let's see what else we got here. Yep. Listen, just know whoever this is that's rushing back in, they can sense that you have evolved. Now, going back to what I was saying before, you have people in your life that put you through certain situations that you first and foremost allow because you invite them in. Okay? And your higher self is allowing this to happen so you can awaken to no longer do this, especially if there isn't a balance between giving and receiving. And you're always giving, and this energy is always taking. This could be the energy that returns back to you. This is Knight of Swords. This is an energy that's coming in quick, messages that are coming in quick, but this is also Mercury. Mercury shows up here in this Eight of Wands, being Mercury and Sag. We see the mountain, but we also see the number 21, which speaks of a cycle that has been completed. So whenever this comes in, okay, whenever this comes in, this could even, this is what I'm saying, this could even be in a dream state. Because you got the 12th house out here. We're now clarifying Uranus and the moon. Something happens in a dream state that you're more than likely expecting to happen in a waking state as you're looking at me right now. But it's happening in a dream state. If it does happen in the physical, if this comes back in the physical realm, it's because they have connected to their higher self. If they haven't connected to their higher self and they still come towards you, it's because you're disconnected from your higher self. So what does that mean? Another dark night of the soul. But while Mama Universe is returning, okay, and we have the full moon in Capricorn, 13th, 14th of July, which speaks of the end to a tough cycle approaches, you don't want to be a part of that crew where there are certain things that's going to be done to bring these tough cycles to an end. And this is going back to the void now. You know what I mean? Just want to say, Ashe. Aww. That's amazing. I just read your message, Ebony. 818. Okay, so look at this. Look at this shit here. We got Justice and the Eight of Pentacles. You've been through more than enough cycles to realize what needs to be balanced and what was not balanced. Here you have the Page of Cups. You're receiving a message from somebody online. This is all part of divine timing. And here goes the fucking Knight of Cups again. And this could be a lover. This Knight of Cups, who is this Knight of Cups? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of apologies that are going to be happening. Plenty. Okay? But don't get swayed by the words. Let the vibe seduce you, not the words. The words got you before. Okay? The way they sound, the way they, all that shit, let the vibe, what is the energy telling you? What's the energy telling you? That should tell you plenty before they even get to you. You got to read these energies before they get to you so you can actually, like it said for 4346 in the Hebrew numbers, a netted cloth being covered. So you can cover yourself, be cloaked so they don't even see you and they can't even find you. Because some of y'all really do got people from your past looking for you, but because of your evolution, they can't find you. If you were open to that energy, they would easily be able to find you on social media, wherever. Even if you did block them and they didn't remove messages. Let's say you block somebody, right? And they didn't delete messages. They can still find you, but they won't really see you, but they'll still know that you have this handle, and they'll use a different type of page to get to you. But some of them can't even find this message to even find your old handle, is what I'm saying. That was quite specific. So 4/12/14, April 12th, 2014, the moon was in Capricorn, and we are approaching the full moon in Capricorn. Okay. This is all part of your destiny. This is at the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck here is a wish that you've been asking for, and you've been putting all the work in. You're about to receive it. Things are being mended here, especially when it comes to work. Whatever it is that you do for work, or whatever it is that you do to receive the resources that allows you to take care of yourself. The primary resource that you need to connect to is the Most High. And especially if you have that divine gene and you're a royal star. There's nothing that you can't write and manifest within here that comes to you. Okay. So there was another verse that I was looking at. I'll let it come to me. I don't want it to 2:11, 2:16. Let's continue. Something about 2:11, 2:16. It's the second time I've seen that, just a bit. Like, I be having one message for y'all as I'm going with the messages, and then here comes a whole nother. I'm gonna need y'all to, okay, do this shit on a Wednesday. Yo, let me see. Look, tell me more. Conclusions are within reach. Be bold and make the first move. Conclusions are within reach. What else? Don't let the past hold you back. We just said that. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Virgo season will be the time for you to even give. So if you're giving outside of yourself, you might want to reel that shit back in. Just reel that shit back in. Okay? Okay? Yeah, literally reel the shit back in until all of your senses and your spirit are in full alignment, because Neptune's at the bottom of the deck as we're saying all of this, and Neptune is retrograde. So Neptune retrograde is really going to reveal a lot to you in a sleeping state, in your dream state. Something about this dream here. Hold your vision came out in reverse as I'm looking at how this city is covered by this dome of electricity. Some of you could be experiencing this upgrade right now. In order for you to have this cloak, so that way this nonsense doesn't get magnetized towards you. Some of you may feel like your vision is blocked right now, but I don't feel like it's blocked. You may be thinking that it is, because like this will be a first quarter moon, but this way is a third quarter moon, which was that exact position of the moon, April 12th, 2014. Is some of you from that point This is when you sort of gave up on yourself or the connection that you have to source. You have it now, but there's a part of you that you still left back there that you need to bring it back. And I feel like with this energy here, the way this came out with hold your vision, mm, there's source coming through. There's a frequency shift in your crown chakra. Some of you can even feel that. You almost feel like your brain is creating new ripples and shit. Certain things are happening in certain cities only to get you out of there. Or this could be the collective in your area. Especially if you're part of the clan that receives, you have to be mindful as to what's around you. Because your potential for sudden change depends on the energy around you. That's what I wanted to see. April 12th was a Sunday. That's another thing, too. If there was a particular shift you had in your life, something will occur on that day until you awaken to what needs to be resolved. So, Sunday. Some of you are born on this Sunday. Let's see here. And it was at 26 degrees, which is Taurus. And the moon was squaring the sun, or the sun was squaring the moon. 424 could be significant. This could be a number that you always see as well, 424. But the sun squaring the moon creates tension between emotions and feelings, which causes conflicts, especially in relationships between close family members, parents, and children, specifically. Which made it hard for you to understand people of the opposite sex, making you emotionally insecure. The thing with that is, I feel like this has been something that has been passed down to you. When you speak of generational curses and emotional wounds, energy flowing through you, that's what has to be revealed to you in order for there to be a sudden change. And it's something that you're unconscious about. So if you're unconscious about it, the answers are gonna come through a dream. So if you're feeling stuck, Divine One, Divine Gene, Royal Star, have an ass. It is really time for you to focus on what your body is telling you. Trust the wisdom of your body. Some of you are getting answers as to what to do, but you're saying, no, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this next week. This is what's blocking you from a specific communication that's coming in through the Delta state while you're asleep. Once you do this, you can actually operate from that state while you're awake. This is when you start hearing shit while you wide awake. This is what I be telling people, I fucking hear you. I just heard you. Yeah, look at this shit. Gemini, which speaks of communication. Cancer, Leo. These could be significant. These three signs right here. When it comes to something that's being revealed to you, where you need to not let your past hold you back, it could be a Leo, Cancer, Gemini. But it's got to do with your fifth house, which is where you love, where you do the things that you love to do. This is also including partnerships. This could also include your children. Here we have the mother energy, and here we have the sibling energy. So we're good on those messages. Let's see what else the vibe is. Let's see what else we got coming through here for y'all. We're gonna go to my deck. Just got this other sense of somebody eating out by the water. There's music playing. Look at that. Oi. Okay. The end to a tough cycle approaches. Okay. A new romantic cycle begins. I'm telling you. You can see it and smell it. So you're definitely having a good time. Your dreams need a practical plan. This is more so believe in what you know. This is going back to holding that vision. Some of you have dropped the vision because it's taken too long. Divine timing and the ego timing are two different things. Right now, some of you are literally being protected. There's cuts, there's cords that are being cut so you don't get cut again. And it's the real shit to make you feel shit, pump them in the club shit, have you wilding out where you blunt, Queen Bee. Having OD because it's never enough. Hot damn hope, here we go again. It's the real, baby. Some of you are music writers, hip hop specifically. This is what you experience because your music is necessary. It's a necessity, it's essential. Oh, going back to that energy of that date. What was that vibes again? Venus in Cancer, trine Neptune, August 7th. August 7th. The fact that it's 8:34 right now, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here because that's literally 8:07. Spiritual cleanse. Make sure you're doing that because look at this here. We got Jura. There's a harvest coming in. You're at a fertile phase. You've been patient through these cycles. It's been quite a psychological time for you. But what you're about to harvest this summer, claim and receive it this summer. It's already yours. I'm just affirming this for you, reminding you to affirm this, to continue to affirm this for yourself, that your summer harvest was winter food. You had the coldest winter ever. That could be a specific book for you, Sister Soldier. Some of you read that before in the past and it shifted your life. You may have to read it again. Look at that. I split the deck and it says, from the shadow work that you've been doing. Some of you have been doing an egg cleanse, connecting more to your God self. It says here, it says, source hides you like the great you are until you realign with yourself. I'm telling you. Then we got the first quarter, which is the whole division energy. Some of you, again, you feel like you've been waiting too long. You've been saying enough is enough, but you forgot that you're an ancient divine feminine, divine masculine. But you have to remember, you're part of King Solomon's lineage, or you have the wisdom of King Solomon. Could be connected to Queen Sheba. So you have to refuse to blame others for the lack of success in all areas of life, because they were all pieces to the puzzle to help you to remember. Here we got Cancer, Capricorn. Be bold and make the first move. This is the truth. So within the next 2 months, everything that has been designed to conquer you, now we got the third quarter moon, which is all about reevaluate, balance, and trust. Reevaluate, balance yourself, and trust that everything that has been designed to conquer you was all, yes, a challenge, but it's also to help you to stabilize and connect to the emotions that you have attached to memories. Get more familiar with your moon sign, okay? Because this was all part of your rite of passage in order to help you to be able to detect even the slightest deceit. It was. And then we go back to source hides you like the great you are until you realign with self. Come through. Come through. Release the comparisons now. Release comparisons you have to other people, what they have going on and all. They're not you. You're not them. You're royal. They're not. There's a difference. Big difference. What's the message for the collective? Okay, here we go. Within the next 2 months, the same cards again. This is the truth. These were just coming out as I split the deck, but they wanted to come out to repeat it to yourself. Okay, this is the truth. This could have something to do with Cancer, Capricorn. You may be a North Node, South Node, Cancer, Capricorn. Refuse to blame others for the lack of success in all areas of life, because what this is saying here, you literally carry all of the emotional wounding from every single bloodline, every single generation of your bloodline, and it was all designed for you to complete the cycle. You completing the cycle, this is also connected to your generational wealth. Solomonic lineage, some of you got a vibe to Sabali, Nas, and Damian Marley. You are an ancient divine feminine, divine masculine. Enough is enough. First quarter moon is all about challenges, confidence, and commitment. Just know that you have been hidden. One, to do this shadow work, to cleanse your womb. Again, back to this paternal energy, cleansing your womb from the lack of a paternal figure providing that love as your father. Just know that this entire time you have been protected, or at least you're learning through all of these obstacles the way that you are designed to protect yourself. And it's through your spiritual connection, but you have to go through so many different physical situations to get you to basically break down to the ground, rock bottom, to say, what can I do? What must I do? There's people that get to this point and take their life away. Some of you have felt that way before. And this is why you decided to turn around and change your life through the spiritual. And the reason why you had to feel that, so that way you can help somebody else through your gift. Okay. Then we have 1 Corinthians 13:7. Love never gives up, and its faith, hope, and patience never fail. Because love is unconditional. You definitely are going through a rebirth, learning from the past and to not stay there. And then we have solar seal number 10, the white dog. Your power is the heart. So if your power comes from your heart and your heart has been shattered, you have to be the one to decide when it is that enough is enough. and collect all the fragment pieces of your heart to put them together by first giving yourself that self-love, being respectful and loyal to you, especially when it comes to the crown, because we're looking at Mercury in the crown chakra here. The conversations that you have with yourself, that's where love starts at first. The way you take care of yourself. Because the way you handle you is the way someone else is going to handle you. And this is all a part of these relationships that you've had, is to show you where you're not honoring yourself, especially if these energies are not honoring you. Wakey, wakey. You're welcome. Whew. So love is a beautiful thing, and it'll cool my temper. Yo, it'll give me ginger. So like it give me love. What is the name of that song? I can't even think of it right now. So for questions like that, that would have to be another session. Because those I do on one-on-one sessions. So we have here the tandem bicycle coming out. Synchronized, alliance, duo, partnership, unison, equality. Hold on, y'all. You can email me about anything. Well, not anything. Not anything, but you can email me. And it depends on what it is, because there's certain things that I handle through a session, and it's not just, especially if it's specific to your natal chart, because that's literally what I do one-on-one with people. So we have the tandem bicycle, synchronized, alliance, duo, partnership, unison, equality, collaboration, togetherness, aligned. Let me get some more messages here before. No worries, love. And we have Capricorn, dear John. Okay, so there's a cold hard truth of setting boundaries that's coming in here, cutting cords. So if anything's being delayed, it's because there are cords still being cut. Okay. Boundaries is huge right now because you have this corset. Speaking of boundaries, and dear John, which speaks of cold hard truth that forces you to set boundaries. All right. So let's see what else. Summer. Baggage, unresolved issues, pack rat. Prepare to go. Next phase. Yeah, whatever this message is that comes in is going to really connect you to your invincible spiritual power. But you had to get to a point where something had to radically change in your life. Now, here's the other thing about that. There has to come a point where you're not waiting for something so drastic to happen before you change. Especially if you are a royal star, divine gene. You have to be able to sense what this is when it comes to unresolved issues and be prepared to handle it before it even gets to you, creating burdens in your life. This could even be a mother figure here that you have to really come to terms as to what it is, what's the truth about this connection for you. Because some of you are respectful. That was the verse that was coming through. That was certainly the verse that was coming through here. Hold on. The one that speaks of respecting your mother and father, but they also have to be mindful not to frustrate you. Okay. I feel like that's one verse that isn't fully expressed. And this is why now certain parents have this authority way of handling their children. Or dealing with their children. Now I have to find this. Ephesians. Here we go. It says, children, obey your parents, for that is the right thing to do. Now remember, cause and effect is universal law. Let's start there. And I'm reading something that's in a religious text that many would use to reprimand you or make you feel some type of way. This is going back to the development of certain insecurities or guilt trips that you may experience. It says, children, obey your parents, for that is the right thing to do. Respect your father and mother is the first commandment that has a promise added, so that all may go well with you and you may live a long time in the land. Commandments, magicians, when they're doing any type of work, they say, I command, right? The Bible is it's a whole magic book. And then it says, parents, do not treat your children in such a way to make them angry. Instead, raise them with discipline and instruction. Now, there has been a major misinterpretation when it came to discipline and instruction, because most, forms of discipline and instruction didn't allow the child to grow. Some of y'all were out here getting your ass whooped for things that you didn't do correctly. You didn't really learn much from that. All you did was learn how to become more a rebel and have an attitude. Some, it may have led you to really to have fear in authority figures or your parents because you didn't want to get your ass whooped anymore. But none of that connected to love at one point. None of it did. Then it continues. It's Ephesians 6 that I'm looking at. It speaks of the slaves and masters. This is where I feel like when it comes to slaves, see, I get to the bottom of shit. You ain't nobody gonna tell me shit about, oh, this slavery, this and slavery, that, in a way that you're gonna speak from a hurtful point, because that's also repeating that story through mental slavery. It says here, slaves and masters. Slaves, obey your human masters with fear and trembling, and do it with a sincere heart. Now, this shit is in the Bible, okay? Slaves, obey your human masters with fear and trembling, and do it with a sincere heart, as though you were serving Christ. As though you were serving Christ. Christ is a consciousness. Christ is yourself. Christ is the balance of the heart chakra that allows you to now connect to the throat chakra, which is where the intuition lies. And then you're also connecting to the third eye to really see the vision through the eye of the soul. And now you're able to create this reality of seeing through the eyes of the soul, not through the eyes of man, by this shit. It says, do this not only when they are watching you because you want to gain their approval, but with all your heart, do what God wants as slaves of Christ. Do your work as slaves cheerfully, as though you serve the Lord and not merely human beings. Remember, the Lord will reward each of us, whether slave or free, for the good work we do. Masters, behave in the same way towards your slaves and stop using threats. Remember that you and your slaves belong to the same master in heaven who judges everyone by the same standard. Now, you see what I'm getting at with this? You see the fucking hypocrisy. But this all starts with humanity allowing it to happen. You allow yourself to be enslaved. And this all goes to people voting one person to tell them what to do. Why don't you know what you're supposed to do? Why don't you know the cosmic universal laws as to what really supposed to be done on this earthly realm? Because this ain't universal law. This is rules of man and the game man wants to play. Okay? Because when it comes to the matriarch is willing to nurture any and everything. It's the embodiment of giving and receiving on its own. But humanity has chosen to really allow the byproduct rather than the root of it to be the bigger picture. So it's like, people are really moving out here worshiping another person. It's another physical being. And you, as the divine gene, royal star, you're here in this lifetime to break all that shit up. Okay? In the age of Pisces, when it's all about emotion, everybody was easily able to manipulate another. But now we have the mind also being used, or the frequency of this particular moment that we're in this realm. You have to have your mind and your heart in alignment. All you needed before was your heart. That frequency, that energy, electricity that flows to the heart now is required to have the mind intact or connected to it. If it doesn't, and that's the frequency that it's necessary for you to experience life, then you obviously know what's up, what's next. You're out of here. Can't expect everybody to feed you bit by bit. No, you got to start doing things, looking deeper into what you already have. Awareness, paying attention. But the essence of paying attention is what? That has been connected to, oh, that's a coincidence. There are no fucking coincidences. There are none. They're all part of anything that occurs, anything that you see, anything that you do is part of your experience. It's part of the way you're manipulating the situation. This is the time to release unresolved issues, get to the bottom of it. Get to the bottom of it. Wake up. It's time to really wake up. Those of you who have been on this journey, it's time for you to wake up, like for real. Because you'll hear that a lot. Yeah, I'm awake and there's. Are you really? Are you really? Being honest with yourself about what you're doing here now. You know what I'm saying? Some of you are really in this world to just give out compassion. Others of you are legit spiritual warriors to cut out whatever it is that's blocking those who's supposed to be living through compassion and not able to. That when that work is done, we gonna sit and we gonna chill out. When I say wake up, it means reconnect with that divine gene that you have. Remember that everything you touch turns into gold. Or anything connected to the highest frequency of love. That just made me go there. Look at this shit. I'm telling you. See? 33. Some of you learned the hard way. There's a reason why you had to learn the hard way, because you come with the gift that's just as amazing as the hard lessons you've been through. Some of you still have toxic situations or relationships with people because who they're connected to. When I say energy is real fluid right now, it's real fluid right now. 122.11 on the timer. That's why I don't use that word friends. Don't bring that shit over here. Mm-mm. Now, this person that you're connected to may have an amazing soul, but that amazing soul is connected to toxic motherfuckers too. And they absorb that, you being this divine being. You can sense that, but you don't know where it's coming from. It's because of the shit that they surrounded by. That's why it's important to always do your cleanses, your spiritual cleanses. You saw it in the cards already. Don't fall back on those spiritual cleanses. Some may fall back on, your babs and certain things because you go back into this physical or egotistical mindset where it's like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll be this. Yeah, you will, but you're first and foremost predominantly water. So for some of you, you got to start drinking some more water too. Half of your body weight in ounces. Anything less than that is a no-go. That ice cream truck is in it to win it right now. Oh man, and pay attention to the things that you're reading, because it just brought me to web of control. That's why I told y'all, look at your explore page. Look at your explore page on IG. There's certain things on there that that's not aligned to the higher source or vibration of being a divine gene. It's time to get rid of it. I mean, that's if you truly want to connect to your creative force now. You don't need any more pressure than what you've experienced. It's the moment of being multidimensional, multifaceted. Some of you feminines have, or masculines, you have to stop letting people play with you. They sitting here wanting to talk to you. Meanwhile, they got a whole bunch of other shit going on. And you're investing in that because you don't want to be patient with yourself to really ask Source and let Source show you that, yeah, this is the person. Like, there's going to be so much that's going to have to be cut out of people's lives in order to connect to this law of one. Look at that. This one I want to come up. Let me see. You have Anamkara, which speaks of unconditional love, soulmates, uncommon bond, tenderness, devoted, timeless, happening now. And that was 313's message. Whether you have children already, there's something you're creating that is considered your child that's coming in, which is why things are going to start changing even faster. Or this could legit be your spirit child that's coming in. So, changing 5-5. We go 6-5-5-5 5-5-5 5-5-5. Thunderstorm. 5 of Scorpio, which is also that 5 of Cups energy. But this is also speaking of a warning, energy shift, triumph over evil, opportunity to overcome. Changing at this time, the situation is in a state of flux. Anything could happen. Nothing is set in stone. Anything could happen. So when Nip was saying be 10 toes down, this is that moment. He a whole Leo too, right? We're approaching Leo season. The moon's about to step into Leo. Right now is at 29 degrees, which is a Leo degree. And 29 degrees speaks of generational wealth. That's connected to Regulus, which means operating from the heart, a natural born leader. Some of you really moving like followers when you're a leader. Stop doing that. Because if you continue to operate like a follower, you're going to get what these followers who are also supposed to be leaders are going to get. And this ain't about instilling fear in nobody. No, this is to wake your ass up. It's like, if you're ready for the next level, why are you still sitting where you're not going to grow? You're only being a disservice to self. No one else but yourself. Okay? Some of you already have information right in front of your nose. All you have to do is look at it, even if that means looking at it over and over and over again, and take it step by step and see what's already there. It's already there. Because what age is this? Knowing. It's the age of knowing. You got to feed yourself. You got to feed yourself. Look at this. Spilled milk, and what's this? Symphony. And that's another three. The other three speaks of Black Widow friends. If there isn't this harmony, synergy, co-creation among these friends, obviously you already know this is something connected to core values that's no longer a part of you that must end. So it's time to stop sweating the small stuff. It's time to stop sweating the small stuff. What cannot be changed, leave that shit in the past. Don't turn a minor problem into a mountain because you didn't want to let it go. Look at that symphony, order, lead. Then it says follow. The fact that you just put Incas, that's something for you to research on now. It's not a coincidence. Don't sweat the small stuff. Look at that. Happening soon is at the bottom of the deck. And that's connected to unconditional love because that's the other six we got up here. What is going on? Look at this. The eclipse. Within 9 to 12 months, one step forward, two steps back. Within 9 to 12 months, union of opposites, transform, loss of power, temporary block. So this could have been the last 9 to 12 months. Yep. Something of your childhood or friends from your childhood that no longer serve you. And the reason why you had these certain friends is because of, the way you were raised. Some of you have friends that you have in order for you to get away from certain situations as you were growing up. But they weren't really the friends that you needed. Some of you do have that respect and loyalty with people from your childhood. This ain't, everybody from your past ain't not like that. But, checkered flag, I'm telling you. Conclusion. Finale. Verdict. Settled. The end. Final chapter. Feeling relieved. What's this? That's want to fall out of here. Something within your community. You're now finding this aligning with the deeper meaning as to what everything is. And this is what's helping you to close things out. Looking deeper is allowing you to be provided for, bringing the subconscious to the conscious. Some of you be more mindful of your resources right now too when it comes to your savings. Because although we're not supposed to be even in that mind state of having to save for this and for that, but until these structures are broken down, obviously do what you must do. You know what I'm saying? Because on some real shit, I don't even like charging for readings. Like that shit is bogus to me. But we live in a world where we got to take care of ourselves. And until I create this utopia where everything is what it is, and we all living with nature, we ain't got to worry about all this other shit. Shit, in that type of world, you probably wouldn't have what I'm doing right now, because everybody would be straight. We would all be creating. Nobody would be blocked from what it is that they want to create. You see how many you see? This is why sometimes I be to look at this shit again with the baggage. And that's 987. Leo, Cancer, Pisces. 987. And Pisces speaks of something that's hidden. Some of you don't even notice. You probably got a Cancerian friend or Leo that's low-key hating on you, and you don't even know it. And this is somebody that's always around you. Look at that. The Symphony card, the Taurus energy, which speaks of your emotional security. They're always around you, especially when you're going through a hard time. Be mindful of those who are around you during these moments where you're at rock bottom. And pay attention to what exactly they do while you're at rock bottom. Ashe. Currency exchange is definitely well deserving. Real talk. It would just be better for us to exchange gifts on some real shit. Yeah, I come from a very ancient age. I mentioned 2044 to someone today, 2044. And basically, what I said was, you see how when people have inspirational stories, it's basically like what I, not what I said yesterday, but it could connect to that as well. But most of these inspirational stories come from, trials and tribulations. But this story that could be told 2044, you're hearing yourself say it right now. And it's like there's a moment within that speech that in 2044 that you're like, I'm here now, but I would have done this differently. You're being shown what it is that you can do differently right now. Yep, for real. Spirit says currency has to be exchanged, so I have to charge for now. Because you know what that is too? We come from a space where it's unconditional love. It's just giving. Giving and receiving. You feel like the receiving is the enlightenment that a person has. That's how I feel generally. Like if I'm giving this information, it feels amazing when someone is enlightened and they're using the information to the ends of it. Well, there's no end to it because whenever I do a reading with people, that information that I give you, there's so much for you to look at over and over and over again. But each time that you're looking at it, there's going to be something different because each time you open up whatever it is that you're deciphering about yourself, you're going to experience something else in your reality. And whatever you experience there, you go back to it. There's something else you're going to find. Oh, it's always something you're going to find. Always something you're going to find. Let's see what we got going on here. Uncertain. Spiritual barter, Ashe. Uncertain. Then we have baby and kerosene. Uncertain about creating. Uncertain about being bold and taking the first step. Uncertain about rapid growth. Now, here's the thing: in this age of Aquarius, things are definitely going to manifest much quicker because of the connection of the heart and the mind. So there has to be this ability you connect to this acceleration. This sounds like a sprinter. So, okay, you have to develop the muscle to be able to accelerate. That's the calf. That's the calf muscle. Calf muscle is connected to Aquarius. This is why exercising is important too. Because the electricity that flows through certain muscle groups is also connected to your spiritual evolution. That's the simplest way. This is why yoga is crucial. That's the simplest way for you to evolve, experience life. It's through your body. You, you're the macrocosm. You are the embodiment of the universe within your own body. And you're being reborn right now. 7-7. 7-7-7. Let's see what other cards we got. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the family that receives: yellow sun, red serpent, white dog, blue eagle. You have the power of the sound the chromatic. So colors are highly significant to you here. Pluto as well. When it comes to phenomenons, you have a very strong eye when it comes to phenomenons. If you're a yellow sun, red serpent, white dog, blue eagle, this is the zone of the enlightened one. And you project upward from the Great Pyramid. Let me give you some other locations as well, because you can just look at these places and they can help with your activation. Hold up. What am I looking at? North Polar family. This is going to galactic signature is what I'm speaking of right now. You're the inflow of galactic influences. Your zones of psychogeographic influence include European subcontinents, from Western Siberia, Slavic land, across all of Europe, although Europe is not even a continent, though. It's really not. Projecting upward from Great Pyramid of Egypt, Syria, Turkey, much of the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian seas. Stonehenge is highly significant for you. Ancient Rome, Greece, Egypt, Russia, and the Ottoman Empire. Some of you have ancestors from those places. I'm telling you, law of one is something else. What else we have here? That's a whole lot. Oh no. Just these two that turned over. We have communication, a journey. The journey is the destination. We got two runes here. The journey is the destination. So some of you could be thinking about or could think about traveling to some of these places here, especially if you're part of the polar family. You're gaining greater access to the inner wisdom. It's time for you to take charge by living in the present. Each decision that you make sure you're following it with immediate action. This is for some, not all, obviously. Use your discernment when it comes to the action. But obviously, you can protect yourself from taking the wrong steps, not so much the wrong steps, but steps that misalign you with your mission, depending on what you are deciding on. You have invisible forces at work with this rune as well. Lagos. This is speaking of the water. Some of you should get by a lake, or it's connected to a lake or any body of water. There's something within your subconscious, your dream state and imagination that is currently being at work or being put to use, which is going to help you pass the test of your transpersonal powers, mastering your emotions, because you come with great prophetic wisdom. And each initiation you go through, you're receiving guidance. So each step that you take moving forward is where you receive guidance. If you're not moving forward, the guidance is basically waiting for you to take a step. So your guidance comes when you take a step. Now that shit can be quite interesting. That can be quite interesting. You're going to have a very strong connection to your guides which is why it's important for you to be mindful of what and who it is that you're surrounding yourself with. Because there could be any type of invisible force at work. And you can easily initiate yourself into anything, especially things that do not serve you. You know? This is going to that family that receives. Your future selves is calling from infinite past. And each night are eroded with our dreams. And this is for anyone who feels like you have a blocked solar plexus as well. Make sure before you go to bed you're relaxed. So that way you have, greater access to your dream state as well as remembering what's going on. It's more so like not even forcing yourself to fall asleep. You don't want to be forcing yourself to fall asleep. You want to be, in bed, chilling, and then fall asleep. Let me look at 2318. We'll see what happens. 2318. July 17 is also here. 2011, there could be something that you become clearer about. That's a confirmation because I didn't mean to spit like that, but I did. 2011. Some of you may have started eating something 2011 that you weren't allergic to, and you realized that you weren't allergic to it because you were able to eat it around this point. But the reaction came around differently. It made you more aggressive. 2318, because they are not of the world. 2318, the way of life in heaven. 2318 will reveal hidden truth. 2318, that's Mercury in Aquarius, Six of Swords. Tell me more about 2318 for the collective. Tell me more about 2318. 2318. 2318. 2318. There goes Aquarius. Tower moment. What about this? Six of Pentacles. This is Moon in Taurus. What's the Tower moment that the collective is experiencing here? What is this message for the collective? You know who this is for? What's the message? That was the Five of Wands that went in and out, which is Saturn and Leo. So these are obstacles and challenges that prevent you from creating. But there's an enlightenment that happened here. What is this all about? Four of Swords, which speaks of Jupiter and Libra. What about this expansion in partnerships that they have been enlightened about? This expansion of partnerships that you've been enlightened about, it led you to your spirituality, to meditation, to centering yourself even more. Seven of Wands, this is Mars and Leo. So now we have Jupiter, Mars and Jupiter. This is something you experienced that was designed for you to teach. Yep, something you experienced that was designed for you to teach. Then we have the King of Cups, which speaks of being family oriented, intuition, Scorpio energy. Learning how to love yourself. Making sure the actions that you take in loving yourself reflect the way you love yourself within. Back to this solar plexus energy as well. 1647. From the human realm. That was the number that was in the movie the entire time? 2318? What up, Imprint? Facebook, grade 2016. Just in my point, just love one another, damn it. 2318. Let me look at 1647. Ashe, thank you for your donation and currency exchange, Fatima. Ashe. 1647 says save yourself. Okay, yeah, I'm learning to do that. 1647, some of you could have did something about a New York Knicks game, or you may have known somebody who was a fan of the Knicks. Something about the Knicks, something about New York. 236. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. 236. Person could be a yellow lunar warrior and galactic signatures. 1647, should we meet soon? 1647, may it be God's will. 1647, twin current. 1647, Elijah Wood. My guardian angel is Austin Lee Meredith. That's specific to somebody. 1647, Messiah Gateway. 1647, Family Love Matters. And some of you didn't have that type of love from your family. You were the outcast. Ay, ay, ay. Wait a second. You feel this vibe out. 928. I just saw a whole shadow too. Dismay, sudden terror, alarm. And it brings me to Leviticus. And it's the same. 26 again. I will appoint over you a sudden terror, consumption, and fever that will waste away the eyes and cause the soul to pine away. Also, you will sow your seed uselessly, for your enemies will eat it up. Huh. So he brought their days to an end. It's time for heaven on earth, all right. It is certainly the moment from 2319. No worries. He is the mirror image of Jesus. A Gemini? Because it just reminded me of the Gemini card, the Knight of Swords. Ravens and crows are literally guiding someone right now. The invisible forces at work are operating through crows and ravens. Give me a second. Y'all gonna vibe this out with me right now. Hold on. 23:18 Hebrew numbers says to be, new, renew, repair. Can y'all hear that? That boom, boom, boom. $16.47 is $4.47. Male sun god. Saints of God. Son Goku. Now, those of you who are familiar with Dragon Ball Z, Son Goku. Bird Box is on here. And So It Begins is also on here. Killer of Giants. Pasquale. Black Horse Rider. Kundalini Ladder. Hermione Granger. Anunnaki Rael. Female Serpent. This just says ask Nikola Tesla. Okay. Nikola Tesla. Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords. Give me a second, y'all. Let me get this message right. The Scepter of Horus, the beginning of an undertaking, initiative, creativity. And the Ace of Swords is Hathor's crown, the crown of Hathor. Dynamism, struggle, fecundation, which speaks of a lot of water, possibly floods. Now we're looking at, oh boy. Now we're looking at, where you at? Where you at? something about 50. Where is it? I have it here. Is it on this page? Yeah, that's speaking of the sun opposing Neptune. 916. 10 of Pentacles. Mercury, Sun in Virgo. Because in all actuality, if you really look at the process of birth, 9 months that it takes, right? And in the Bible, they speak of the Immaculate Conception, which was December 8th. Your boy was supposed to be born in September, right? If anything. Just about. This is when you have Labor Day. It's 936 right now. What else? What else do we need to know about this? Invisible forces are at work. Ace of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is Saturn and Sag. The obstacles and challenges of those who have been hiding the truth, making you see God outside of yourself. He was born on Labor Day. Page of Pentacles. Well, I feel like some of you are going to receive some news about, obviously, an inheritance, and you're going to be wondering where the fuck this come from. Well, it belongs to you. Always belong to you. But there are people in power. Look at that, Mercury and Sag. You got all this Sag energy, and then the High Priestess here. Let me see this. Where you go? Ten of Wands. I'm telling you, these messages go on from one thing to the other. The upturned Djed, Ten of Wands, uncertain victory, oppression, illusory success. And the Eight of Wands is the shoot of papyrus, mobility, ambition, and potential. Potential speaks of new moons. New moon in Sag speaks of luck being on your side, well, preparation meeting opportunity. And we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck here. The threshold of the temple of Isis, where mysteries are only revealed in solitude. Study, wisdom, intuition, mysteries, secrets, research. What about that? We got the Justice card right up under that. But in this deck, the Justice card is number 8, which speaks of strength, abundance, also transformation, death, and rebirth. That's what it just sounded like it was going to do, but it didn't. Isn't that always heard at a derby? Well, at a horse race. And I'm about to look for what I'm about to look for. He said, let's talk about business. I need to go to Virgo season. and check this moon and Sag day right quick. Give me a second. September. Well, it starts in August, but September 3rd, September 4th. Ain't that normally Labor Day? Well, it will be the 5th. What are y'all telling me right now? What in the fuck are we looking at right now? What are we doing? Okay, so said ask Nikola Tesla. Nicola's just out here just talking now, huh? What about this? Why I feel like they're gonna have to stop having people pay for lights, energy. Cause remember that message the other day? You can't buy power. Let's see. Committed intelligence is simplifying the complex. 1717. Follow the voice of your heart. It should say switch decks, but then it says Sagittarius. Single Libra, which is justice, spiritual connection, major changes due to vulnerability, galactic signature, blue eagle, which speaks of the power of the blue eagle is vision. The planet is Jupiter. Okay. I need Isis for this. Isis, what does this mean? Because I feel like, you know what that just felt like right now? Gosh. It feels like they sucked up Nikola Tesla's soul, and Nikola Tesla is like in between worlds. This is why your boy's about to be out of here. And that rumble got even louder. Flower of life, divine creativity and manifestations, truths unveiled. I know you see, it looked like a donkey, but it's still looking like a horse over here. She's holding Horus. Tell me if you want me to. Yes, Mama Universe, can you set this shit straight, please? It says you are entering a fertile period of your life. Focus on your innate creativity and how potent this is becoming and watch it rapidly grow. You are guided to think of yourself as a creative being and to surrender your control over how things will manifest and instead allow them to do so. In most cases, the humanity is unable to surrender their control as to how things are going to happen because we have these beings who pose as the controller of what's happening or what happens in people's lives. Don't resist change, instead flow, let it happen. Now is the time for your blossoming. 944, 2144, world card. 44 speaks of the spiritual realm, divine destiny. Horus ain't leaving none of these cards, not one bit. Knot of Isis. Energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. That's the divine mother. The dark mystery is on the other side here. Hold up. The wings of Isis. Uniting with the angelic self. And when this type of energy comes in, oh my love. Mm. It's what I'm feeling from this is like, just heard don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. There's three birds here. We got wings on all of these cards. At least wings are being mentioned. So they're birds, okay, the crows, the ravens. Definitely saw three of them yesterday. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Give me a second. Don't worry. I got it under control. I got it under control. Hold the vision of a better world and it becoming a better place. She says, I will balance this out, Libra. Just remain connected to the spiritual, even if that means you're doing this by yourself. Continue to see the vision. I'm going to switch decks. It sounds like it's thundering, but I'm pretty sure that's somebody outside playing with fireworks. My thing is, where the fuck they get them type of fireworks from? I'm telling you, people be having shit sometimes. I just be like, bruh, where'd you get that from? But then again, I wasn't gonna say nothing else after that. I just said, but then again, I wasn't gonna say shit else. Look at that high priestess. I need to the white world bridger. Y'all would show up like that. I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Un momento, please. I know this shit does not say 1988. I'm going to bed. Gang of Four. The Kardashians. You should have never wore that dress. That's all I'm gonna say. That's wild because a couple days ago, not couples, it was probably, was it last week? I woke up and all I heard was Osama. I'm like, what in the fuck? what, what you want? And then we got Lady the Stars over here. Solar seals. Keeper of the gate, I am protected. Is that fireworks? This shit don't even sound like that though. Rising to a God. I'm still looking at 447 for those of you who are wondering. 44 equals God. Give me another number here. I need that. Tell me more. Great fortune. This says high 88, low 66. Missy playing. It's worked it. Let me work it. I put my name now in the reverse. 8866. Angels pour down from heaven. The right hand of the Father closes demonic portals. That's Gabriel. All demons sent back to hell. Angels pour down from heaven, and the right hand of the Father closes demonic portals. I put my thing down, flip it. Okay. This just says nobody should 100% own businesses. It's the community's business. You don't get to run it the way you want. Whatever happens, it would be the utterance of the Almighty will, of Almighty God, Almighty will of balance. Decode 3330, the ark foreshadowed. All heads will bow, all knees will bend at the coming of the Lord. Now that's Mama Universe. That spirit I'm speaking of is Mama Universe. I felt from that. Mama Universe, what do you want me to say here? The compass. The compass comes out. 42. Thoughts. Mature woman. Speaking of Mama Universe. Energy. 4142. You're being led to a deeper meaning here. 4241. 4241. You're being led to a deeper meaning here. Your high priest energy is being reactivated. 4241. Sean Paul's playing Get Busy. I'm over it. Wow, the Son of Man will reject his dad. Show me what you want me to see. They have all willingly sold out their souls. Does anyone else here feel like the only one who really actually gets it? All right, let me look at these numbers over here. 4241. 424 again, though. Preservation of life, sustenance, reviving. These entities are not going to be able to withstand the type of fire that's going to come in, that those that they've oppressed have been able to handle and actually have risen from. Because look what it says here, Leviticus 13:10 and 13:24. The priest shall then look, and if there is a white swelling in the skin, and it has turned the hair white, and there is quick raw flesh in the swelling. And then we have 13:24, or if the body sustains in its skin a burn by fire, and the raw flesh of the burn becomes bright spot, reddish, white, or white. Let me see what this, because this is 13 now. Leviticus 13. The test for leprosy. Mm-mm. You feel like, oh shit. I'm over here like, what in the fuck? Yo. Those of y'all that still here, y'all with the shits for real. Cause I'm just vibing right now. I'm just designer creates a third eye to stop people looking at their phones from walking into obstacles. Decode our Lord Jesus Christ will be revealed by gematria. Copy and paste more. Will be revealed. Will be revealed. I'm in my Ophiuchus zone right now. That's 3205, 2010, 33:5. Let them deny themselves and take up their cross of suffering. No one to blame but myself, and it's not too late to turn things around. Being able to walk on water. Yo, we're really supposed to be able to live on land and underwater like it's nothing. Like it's really the normal thing. You will never find a writing on that. That's too ancient. Let's see. 3205, 1500. And it was some who could do it during the 1500s, but you'll never hear about them because they didn't get to tell their story. And anybody who wanted to tell their story also got burned to the stake, too. 3205. That shit might happen 3205. 250. It's because these cells are so dormant and it prevents you from doing magical shit. The moment people really see how magical they are just from breathing, like that shit keeps like the type of block that's part of humanity's perception, that shit is incredible to me. It's really incredible. No worries. No worries, my love. I will see you next time. It's 2200 right now. Listen. Let me see what 3205 talking about. 3205. The bear bring forth To bear, bring forth of childbirth, to bear young, midwives. Some of you, that's a confirmation that you are to become a midwife. Baby should be that. So you see what you're saying about being able to walk underwater, chill underwater, the same way we breathe on land. Most babies, the first thing that they see is a light in the hospital instead of being pushed through water. That's the first thing a baby should do coming out the womb is swimming. They've been swimming in the womb this entire time. You blast it with a fucking artificial light. Midwives, doulas, rise on up for real. This just says, please, someone help the U.S. citizens fight their government. Zim and June 23rd. There was something about that 23rd, remember? That day felt pretty interesting because I woke up that day. What was it, like 4? 4? Yeah. And I stayed up for the rest of the day. Moses was a Horite, not a Jew. What's a Horite? People just be writing anything. August 11, 2019. August 11, 2018. 8/11. Talk to the moon. And I was just about to look it up and see where the moon was, but I said no. Here go the song, Talk to the Moon. You know what? I'm glad y'all here with me because now I don't feel bamboozled alone. At this point, 2011, first. Let me look at August. It's August 11. It's August 11, 2019, not 11. Well, let's go to 11. Here we go. I'm telling you something about this moon in Capricorn. Again, another moon in Capricorn. Okay. All right. So I don't need another message. I don't even the. Hold on. That just felt like Bruce Almighty when he had him talking shit. Another guy, boo boo. Hello, Shelly. I'm just here vibing at this point. Let's see. I'm about to get off this right after this. So y'all can go do y'all thing. Cause before I do that, full moon in Capricorn is 212. 21 degrees, 20 seconds. And you want to know what 212 is in the Hebrew numbers? If I'm not mistaken, that shit is Ezekiel's wheel. I'm over it. I'm going to bed. Bye, y'all. I'm not doing this today. We're not doing this right now. Yep, the wheel, chariot wheel in Ezekiel's vision. And if you've seen the movie The Knowing, there's that. There's that. I'm not doing this today. It's not that I'm not doing this today. I'm just not going to do this right now because I will be on here till 3 in the morning with y'all. Just put it this way: planetary galactic alignment is about to be on fleek. It's gonna be better than the best set of nails, eyebrows, makeup, whatever, hairdo, whatever, anything that could be on fleek or fly as fuck. That shit ain't going. You got nothing on that. That won't have nothing on this planetary galactic alignment because the nerve, the full moon is at 21 degrees, 20 seconds. 212 is Ezekiel's wheel. That's basically seeing the vision of the Wheel of Fortune in the World card. I got you right now. Wheel of 10 bases beneath the lavers in Solomon's temple. Well. Penny, where you been? That's wild because I saw that vision. This is where I actually saw my divine masculine too. We were both on this cliff, and I'm looking. I'm over here looking. Okay, I see this person, tall, full on white, not saying shit to me. Said you's gonna stand there and not say nothing. That's exactly what I said. You's gonna stand there. You ain't gonna say shit. Fine as fuck too. Then I look. The sky turns red, two eyes. I'm like, what in the world is this? I find out it has something to do with these EQ's wheel. I said, oh, okay. So this is what we're doing now. Okay. All right. We're Ezekiel this thing out here. So it is. And it says here, now it came about in the 30th year, on the 5th day of the 4th month, while I was by the river Chabar among the exiles, the heavens were open and I saw visions of God. As I looked, behold, a storm wind was coming from the north, a great cloud with fire flashing forth continually, and a bright light around it, and in the midst, something like glowing metal in the midst of fire. Within it, there were figures resembling 4 living beings, and this was their appearance. This was their appearance. They had human form. Each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and their feet were like calf's hoof, and they gleamed like burnished bronze. Under their wings, on their 4 sides, were human hands. As for their faces and wings of the 4 of them, their wings touched one another. Their faces did not turn when they moved. Each went straight forward. As for the form of their faces, each had the face of a man. All 4 had the face of a lion on the right, and the face of a bull on the left, and had 4 wings, and had, excuse me. As for the form of their faces, each had the face of a man. All 4 had the face of a lion on the right, and the face of a bull on the left. Hathor. And you remember we was looking at that other gematria value of the bull, of, was it the, no, being on the left. and sending all the demons back to the portals. It's 10:10. And all four had the face of an eagle. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread out above. Each had two touching another being and two covering their bodies. This is explaining the way it looked. They looked. It says, and each went straight forward. Wherever the spirit was about to go, they would go without turning as they went. So no looking back, okay? In the midst of the living beings, there was something that looked like burning coals of fire, like torches darting back and forth among the living beings. The fire was bright, and the lighting was flashing from the fire, and the living beings ran to and fro like bolts of lightning. Now, as I looked at the living beings, behold, there was one wheel on the earth beside the living beings, for each of the four of them. The appearance of the wheels and their workmanship was like sparkling beryl, and all four of them had the same form, their appearance and workmanship being as if one wheel were within another. Whenever they moved in any of their four directions without turning as they moved. As for their rims, they were lofty and awesome, and the rims of all four of them were full of eyes round about. Whenever the living beings moved, the wheels moved with them. And whenever the living beings rose from the earth, the wheels rose also. Wherever the spirit was about to go, they would go in that direction. And the wheels rose close beside them, and the wheels rose close beside them, for the spirit of the living being was in the wheels. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. You connect to your spiritual self by knowing your astrological placements. Once you know that, you evolve from there because now you have the eye to fucking see. I just roll my eyes because I'm just having a moment with the basket. It's 22:12, which would be, it just went to 13. See, the Bible's an esoteric book. I get some people don't want to, but you just gotta look at everything for what it is. What's not for you, leave it alone. What's not for you, just leave it alone. Because what will be for you, that what wasn't for you, is actually leading you to the next thing that would be. Gosh. Hold on. Take some more. I love that. For the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. Vision of divine glory. Now over their heads of the living beings there was something like an expanse, Jupiter like energy, like the awesome gleam of crystal spread out over their heads. Like the awesome gleam of crystal spread out over their heads. Jupiter, crystals that are connected to Jupiter, you can actually do that in your meditation. You can put them around your head. You ain't gotta take my word for it. I'm just going with what the fuck I'm looking at right now. Under the expanse, their wings were stretched out straight, one toward the other. My higher self is having a ball. I'm over it. Under the expanse, their wings were stretched out straight, one toward the other. Each one had two wings covering its body on the inside, on the side of, on this, had two wings covering its body on the one side and on the other. I also heard the sound of their wings, like the sound of abundant waters as they went, like the voice of the Almighty, a sound of tumult, like the sound of any army camp. Whenever they stood still, they dropped their wings. And that rumbling sound that I was hearing had actually stopped. So there's something about that rumble and why it was taking the pace, that because the spirit was connected to my body just now. That's what it was. That's yeah. Okay. Say less. It says, now, above the expanse that was over their heads, there was something resembling a throne, a throne, like lapis lazuli in appearance. And on that which resembled a throne high up was a figure with the appearance of man. Then I noticed from the appearance of his loins and upwards something like glowing metal that looked like fire all around within it. And from the appearance of his loins, which is connected to Sagittarius, the hips, and downward I saw something like fire, and there was radiance around him. As the appearance of the rainbow in the clouds on a rainy day, so was the appearance of the surrounding radiance. Such was the appearance of likeness of the glory of the Lord. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, by the way. Oh, bad. I should have said that before. The prophet's call is in chapter 2. Chapter 3 speaks about Ezekiel's commission. Wow. And he said to me, Son of man, eat what you find. Eat this scroll and go speak to the house of Israel. He fed me this scroll. Feed your stomach and fill your body with this scroll. The word of the Most High, the words of the hidden secrets. The words of self-knowledge is as sweet as honey. Yeah. Yeah. Go to the house of Israel and speak with my words to them. For you are not being sent to people of unintelligible speech or difficult language, but to the house of Israel. I'm done. I will see y'all later. I will see y'all later. Love you.